Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my third live lunchtime session. So, what I've decided to do in this session is talk you through the removal and application process when using Jamberry nails, because I'd love you to get it right. So, I have already taken one of my wraps off so that I don't have to run off and wash my hands in between while you're sitting here watching nothing. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to show you how to remove a wrap correctly, because I don't want these to damage your nails, because if they damage your nails you're not going to like them and you're not going to come back. So the best thing is this. This is liquid gold. This is Jamberry's nail wrap and lacquer remover. It's non-acetone. We don't like any of that nasty acetone stuff. And it comes in this bottle with a little pump lid as well, but I take the lid off, and what I am going to do is I am going to remove this nail, this wrap here. So I'm going to get underneath it and just break the seal just so the edge lifts a little tiny bit. And then I'm going to get one of my purple pushers and I'm just going to dip it in. That's it. That's all you need. This stuff's going to last me forever because that's all you need. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just work it side to side. It's really important that you take these off side to side, not cuticle to tip or tip to cuticle, because that will not damage and will not run then down the grain of your nail. So if it starts to give, another little dip and it just comes off, and just see what I'm doing, make it a bit easier for me. Another little dip, and there you go, nail off, and I've dropped it. That is it. That's as quick as probably 10 seconds, so it takes you just over a minute to take off both hands. That's it. And what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit on the cotton wool and I'm just going to again rub it side to side, and then before I apply a wrap to that nail I'm going to wash my nails with dish soap, so Fairy Liquid or other supermarket equivalents, and that just cuts out all the grease that could be on your nails. Now I've already done that with this nail, so I don't have to rush off and do it. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to talk you through prepping your nail before talking you through how to apply a wrap. So Jamberry have got these beautiful tools, and this is my cuticle pusher, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to run my cuticle pusher around here, because we all have two cuticles and there's probably a little bit of the adhesive left on my nails. I'm going to be really gentle. I do not want to do this hard because I don't want to be removing any nail at all. So I'm just going to give them a little push just to make it a nice smooth surface for my wrap to adhere to. Push my cuticle right back, and you see there's a little bit of cuticle build up there, and then I'm just going to wipe that off. I've just realised I've done the wrong nail, so I'm going to do it on the nail that I've already washed. Make sure I don't put my wrap on that nail. So yeah, just pushing it down very gently, very, very gently. This is a lovely tool also that can be used if you heat it up for smoothing out bumps if you get wrinkles in your wrap. So I've pushed my cuticle away, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself one of these it's got rubbing alcohol in it. Any purchase you make from me, I always pop a couple of these in. If you buy the application kit from Jamberry, they send you a couple of beautiful Jamberry ones in this lovely purple bag that the heater fits in, and you can store your wraps and everything in that as well. So all the tools I'm going to use today, apart from the cuticle pusher, which is a tool you can buy separately, are from that application pack, which you can purchase with Jamberry. So I've prepped my nail. Now and this needs to dry. I can't put a wrap on this nail while it's still wet. So you can either dry it under your heater or just let it air dry while you prepare your wrap. I have made the decision I'm going to put this wrap on, and this is a gorgeous sparkly wrap called Tropical Forest. I'm going to have that on 4 of my fingers, and then I'm going to do an accent of Stargazing, which is just a purple sparkly wrap and is possibly the most underrated wrap that Jamberry sell, but one of my favourites. So what I'm going to do now is I've got my whole sheet of wraps, and as you can see, they go from small all the way up to large. These big ones up here, they're for your toes, so you can get a pedicure out of the top 2. So you cut this one in half for your big toes, and then this wrap here cuts into 8 for a pedicure. Now, what is really important to do is find a wrap that fits. You don't want the wrap touching any skin. You just want it on the nail. So I am going to hold the wrap over my nail. And now I know that the smallest one on here fits my little finger. I'm just going to double check. And yeah, always, if this is the first time you're using Jamberries, go smaller. You can always get used to cutting the wraps down with the scissors or with clippers when you get practiced. But err on the side of caution and go smaller. So I know that this wrap fits my little finger. I'm holding it over just to double check. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut it in half, because I don't need that whole strip for one finger. Actually, my nails are quite small. I can sometimes get 3 wraps, 3 fingers out of one strip. But today I'm going to use one end for one hand and the other end for the other hand. So I get my scissors, and I am just going to cut in between the wraps, and I just snip it in half. So there you go, I've made a cut there, you can see like that. So I haven't touched this nail while I've been talking, but I might have done, so I'm going to give it another wipe. And then I'm going to use my heater, which has been on this whole time, by the way. That's how beautifully quiet they are. You can apply nails with your heater on while you're watching the telly. You're not going to annoy anybody. You can do it listening to your kids read. You're not going to annoy anyone. So here's my heater. I'm just going to give my nail a little dry. I'm going to apply the wraps today using the 1, 2, 3 method. So what I'm going to do now is that wrap I have prepared, getting my orange stick. Just work out, so it's going on that way, so I need to pick it up this way. I'm just going to wiggle my orange stick, I'm trying to work out how to do this backwards for you, under, there we go, and stick it. So I haven't touched the back side of this wrap at all, and I don't want to, because the oils on my finger could get on the adhesive, and that is what breaks it down. That's what could cause them to lift. And then I am going to really quickly heat this. This has got a silver back to it, so this is one of our sparkle wraps, and I'm just going to hold it, she says, in front of the heat, and you'll see it curl when it's ready. There we go. Can you just see that's just started to curl, and that shows me that this wrap is hot enough. That hardly took any time at all. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to just tap it on my nail. So you can see it's stuck, it's not down at the sides, it's not down at the ends, but it's on there. I'm just going to give it a little tap at the cuticle. Now, this is the time, if it's not on straight, if it's up too high, if it's down too low, you can take it off and reposition it again using this pusher. And what I'm going to do, using the 1, 2, 3 method, I'm going to heat up at the sides and then the middle. So I'm going to hold my heater at the side and heat that at the side. And then I am going to push, because we need pressure and heat to get these on, I'm going to push up and down that side. This is a really good method to stop those crinkles. And then I'm going to get a pusher, not the one I dipped in my remover, and give it a really good push, because it is pressure and the heat that gets these on good. Okay, I'm now going to heat up the other side. So as long as you can bear it, really. Don't get it too hot that you're burning yourself. And then I'm pushing up and down the side I've just heated. You can't apply too much pressure. They're not going to fall off. And then again, using my pusher, just give it a really good push. Make sure the seal is really good. And then getting my scissors, I'm just going to trim some of the excess off. Now, I'm going to just let this cool for a little while. The wraps, as they heat, they grow. And if you file them down when they're still hot, they will shrink a little bit, and we don't want that because then they look a bit messy. So you can still see my finger. It's not neat, it's not finished. There's a tiny little bit of wrap there. Right, that's finished. I'd say that is cool now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my file. Now normally when we file our nails, we file side to side, not when applying Jamberries. We need to be filing in a downward motion. Now I always support my finger I'm filing just by popping another finger underneath it. And I'm going to file at a 45-degree angle because that will stop any lifting at the tip. So I'm just going to do as few downward sweeps as I can because I don't want it messed up. And there we go. Oh, where's that gone? Aha. So this is, just got it, I can get hold of it, tiny little slither that came off. That bit can go in the bin. And then I'm going to give my nail, there we are, look, another heat. So this is number 3. So we did 1 and 2 at the sides, and this is 3, and then another really good push. As I said, can't do too much pushing. I get my pusher. Now this is the point, if I notice any crinkles or lumps or bumps, I'm going to get and heat up this squidgy end of my pusher in front of my heater and just give it a really good push all around the edges at the bottom right up to the tip. Now I don't know if you're like me, I can't stand catchy nails, so if I rub it on my skin or rub it on my finger, there's just a little bit of a catch, and this is possibly my favourite Jamberry product, which is my glass nail file. And I'm just, again, just going to very gently run the tips over a little catch on the inside. So I'm just going to, again, in a downward motion, just get underneath a little bit, just to get any catchy edges off. There we go. Give it another last push, because as I said, can't do too much pushing. There you go, that's on. Tropical forest. And I would then do this finger on the other hand, and then work my way up my fingers so that I know which wrap. So I know that this wrap fits on this finger of this hand, and it will fit normally on this finger. So I know I'm not trying to work out again which finger the wrap will fit on. So I'm turning the heater off now. That is it. That's all it takes. 10 minutes I can put a manicure on. So I hope you enjoyed that today. If you have any other questions, anything else you'd like to know about some of the products that I've showed you, if you're struggling with some of the wraps to put them on, the wraps are different finishes, some take different methods. That was the 1, 2, 3 method. There are other ways of putting these on. Please just get in touch, pop me a question on the comments of this video, and I would love to hear from you how you're getting on with your wraps. If you've never tried Jamberry and you want to give Jamberry a try, let me know and I will pop some samples in the post to you. I posted quite a few out last week and the results are good. But thank you for joining with me. Have a lovely afternoon. I'm off to Fracture Clinic to get my little man's leg replastered. Hopefully that's mending well. And I will see you all next week. Bye.